Alright, one time, I won't say where we live one time, yeah. But when I moved, I used to always wear balaclava because I just didn't want people to see me, yeah. So I'm wearing a hood balaclava, it's in winter. I've got Adeola. This girl was walking fast, like, she's not even stopping. She's not even stopping. I've got this HP. Well, you guys asked for it, and here it is. This is my brand new podcast, From Boys to Men, and of course, I had to draft in my close friends. We've got young Philly, Adeola, and Madam Joyce. Guys, thank you for coming, man. I really just wanted this to be about, educating the future generation and obviously speaking about the things that we've gone through as creators from the journey from the beginning to where we are now, innit? And it's a beautiful journey, I must say. With that being said, I thought we'd start off with childhood.
Just before we start, can we give you a round of applause though, brother? Well done on having your podcast.
Oh, thank you.
On your own channel.
Yeah?
Thank you. His own.
So childhood, I think that's the beginning of everyone's journey. Starting with you, Philly, you've been very open about, your childhood and where you're from. Yeah. Has that shaped you to where you are now? But how was your beginnings?
Yeah, well, if you don't watch my videos, I say it all the time, I'm a refugee. Yeah. And I feel like that in itself just kind of shapes you. Like I've always said, I'm so blessed to have like everything I've got now, But I don't think I'd appreciate it as much if I didn't go through what I went through. You know what I mean? Like having the little rice and ketchup meals and my mum being on benefits to then mum not being on benefits. Woof, money's coming. You get what I'm saying? Well, who knows, innit? Maybe if I grew up with a silver spoon, then maybe I would have still appreciated it. But I like to think that that's what kind of keeps me so grounded. Yeah,
I think for me also, like, I grew up with both my parents being together.
Oh, yeah,
so I feel like I'm different to a lot of my friends growing up. I didn't understand.
Wait, did you two? Mum and dad together?
No, single parent home, yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
But that's so normal as well. Like, but I felt I was so different because like most of my friends, they could play out late and they was allowed to do much things because maybe their dad wasn't about and their mum was a little bit more lenient. Whereas my dad was very strict and very like, you're not gonna be like your friends. And I didn't understand, like, I couldn't sleep at my friends' houses. I remember one time, I must have told my dad, listen, I'm sleeping at this guy's house today. And he goes, nah. So he came to pick me up and I said, Dad, in front of everyone, can I stay? And he didn't want the embarrassment to say no. But when I got home, he really told me about myself and he was just like, you don't know how dysfunctional this family is, how like anyone can come in and out of this house. I don't want my son here. So when I was growing up, I don't think I understood the value of like family until I got older. And then, when you start to see parents passing away and so on and so forth, for me, that kind of made me realise that I've got a good unit at home. Very different to most
maybe
people.
Joyce and Adeola can relate to what I'm about to say, but it's mad because I saw that even though like I just grew up, well, my dad was there, but my dad was just here and there, you know what I mean? But my mum was like my dad too. So I feel like I still got taught the same values and lessons you got taught, but just from mumsy, you know what I mean? Like, my mum was the strict one. My mum was the one that would be like, da-da-da. Even the birds and the bees chat. Hey, did your dad ever talk to you about puberty?
No.
Yeah, like, my mum had that chat with me.
I find it weird. I don't know about you guys being Africans, yeah? I don't think I could say to my dad, Dad, can we talk about sex?
They never talk.
No, my mum's gang. Me and my mum wrapped that convo up smooth.
I couldn't. I don't think I could say
The only thing I knew is that I can't have it.
And it was like a threat.
Yeah, and it was like, if you have sex, I will know, and you will be pregnant.
But how would you know? Like, it's fair. But I think it's more protecting us though, more than anything.
But I wish that I don't think that protected me because I was actually shook off sex.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I didn't learn. If you don't learn at home, I learned from my friends. I learned from like school, and like when you have like people in year 6, year 7 who are like hypersexual and don't understand, you end up like getting your tits out and all that crazy stuff. But they don't know what it means. But that's where you end up learning certain things. So I feel like when I was at home, I wish that I had that conversation from the beginning because
you actually wish you had that. Yeah?
I wish I had the conversation. It's better to hear it at home, the realness, than to hear it outside. Like, you know how guys talk, especially when you're young and you're hormonal and all you know is Pornhub. That's what you learn. So I would have rather got the realness of it.
What was your upbringing like? I don't know much about you. I'd love to learn.
So I would like to say I'm a bit of a traveller. So I was actually born in Ireland. So
Ireland?
Ireland, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, big up all the Irish babes out there. Yeah, I'm from Dublin, and I came from an abusive home. So I grew up with my dad until I was about 6, 7. My mum ran away to London, but honestly, I had such a unstable childhood. Like I always say I've been to like 13 different schools. Longest I've ever been to a school is 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I was always up and down, and just like you, like I was in the housing system as well, coming to a new country. And it was really difficult. I never really had stability until maybe I was about 17, 18. Wow. But I think in a way, like it's a blessing because it made me be able to adapt to my environment very quickly. Because being the new girl in a new place and people that already have relationships, you don't want to be the person that feels left out or is like, oh, I'm gonna be standing in the playground by myself. So I had to come into spaces as the new girl and very quickly get people to like me. So it's like, how quickly can I get these people to like me so I don't have to spend the rest of the however months I'm here alone. So I don't think it was a bad thing, but yeah, I was up and down, left and right.
Did that affect your mental state? Because I get sad sometimes, like you lot might relate.
Yeah.
I live alone, innit? Man get sad sometimes, bro,
Just
in my
being
yard.
alone,
Do you know what I mean? And I FaceTime the mandem, try get a little game of FIFA out of the mandem, but sometimes that don't even work, man, still alone, so.
Honestly, I feel like now it's really bad, but I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with, you know, some people like that have friends for like ever, like they have friends that they brought up with 5 years old, 6, all the way. I don't have that. I don't have friends that I'll have for a long time. Yeah. But I appreciate people in their season, so I'm very well aware that people come and go.
Hey, that is a bomb!
I appreciate them in their season. What? That's like January.
That was hard.
It's been fine. I wouldn't say I have an attachment issue to people, but yeah, at the same time, I wish I had those pictures of, you know, when you have your friend, I don't know if you have any friends like you've known since young, it's like, this is Bobby, we're 7 years old, we're 12 years old, 17, 18. I don't have a friend like that, but it'll be nice.
Yeah.
You guys are
but I don't feel like it has to be like how long you've known them, because I definitely have that with Harry and Chunks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I defo get gassed that they're my brethrens, you know what I mean? I call them or...
It's not about how long you've known
Yeah, like, I don't feel like time defines
I think what you're saying is true, because like there's certain places that you go in your life here where you become a different person. Like, I remember when I went to college, I was a whole different person. I was a product of my environment. But then it's when I went to university and I started working and I met...
Went to uni?
Yeah, but I got kicked out, man. Yeah, I got kicked out. Yeah, student loan, man.
Big up all the dropouts out there.
No, it has to be a job, bro. I'll be honest with you, yeah.
You dropped that too?
I drop out.
Everyone drops out.
I fell out. I didn't even drop out, I fell out. You fell out of the university's pocket.
Did
you do it?
Yeah, I finished it though.
Oh, is it?
I graduated.
Get her out.
What did you study?
Law. Believe it or not.
I know.
So was that because like that's something your mum and dad proper wanted? See, this is kind of falls into your upbringing. Was that something your mum and dad proper wanted, or did you actually want to do that? Because why are you not a lawyer now?
Yeah, I don't know, because I can't talk. I literally just started to have it in my back pocket. Yeah. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and law just seemed like if you have it, it gives me options that I needed at the time because I didn't know what I wanted to do.
So you're different in terms of where you're from, where you was raised, which I thought you was from South. I don't know why you just give me South. She was raised in Kent.
Well, actually, I was born in Hackney. I was raised in Hackney.
You keep lying to me.
No, because
like, off camera, she defo did say Kent.
You defo said to me...
Kent is a majority.
Okay.
So I was born in Hackney. I lived on an estate, and it was so nice. It was like
how proud she used to say she lived in an estate.
Yeah, because do you know what? Yeah.
You know, like she didn't want to be a Kent girl. No, I want to be from the end. Yeah. So you know what? Yeah, you're from East. Yeah,
I love a struggle story.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I had a struggle story, but I didn't know it was struggle because we were all on the estate.
Deeper.
Yeah, so I was living life. So I was like, yeah, we're all going my packed lunch. My mum would be. I lived in a council flat, but I didn't know that was a thing because we all lived in a council flat. We were all living it together. Everyone from my school would walk home together. And then when we moved to Kent, that's when I was like, rah. And then when we moved to Kent, my mum was like, don't tell anyone, because she wanted to keep the flat to be... Yeah, but I didn't know what was what. But I was thinking, rah, we're moving to Kent. I went in my estate, I said, we're moving to Kent. And then I got beats that day because she was like, it was meant to be... She was like, you're meant to keep it low-key.
Allegedly, by the way.
Allegedly. And then when I moved to Kent, and then that's when I saw, rah, like, black people are not everywhere.
Yeah, that was like me.
Fountain pens, and like I went from the leader to the bottom so quick.
Yeah, same with me because I grew up in Bedford. So I moved from.
Right, you've really been everywhere,
I've
innit?
been around. I've been from. I went to Ireland, and I moved to London.
Do you know I know you're from
Ireland.
Ireland?
Yeah.
Where you say Ireland,
Ireland.
it's like Paddy McKenny.
So I went to Ireland, and then I moved to Luton, and then I moved to Bedford. So the further out you go, the more
reality.
the colour changes.
Yeah, facts.
So, I was like one of the only, not just black, but African person there, and I was in a place full of white people.
How did that make you feel?
Honestly, because I started in London, I didn't know it was a thing coming here.
The rest of the world is like that.
Africans weren't cool. It wasn't cool to be African. So when I now went to Bedford and I was like, I'm from Nigerian. And then they're like, all right, banana boat. And it's it starts getting...
Loads of Asians up there, innit?
Luton, that's Luton. So
okay.
Bedford is majority white, majority
is it?
like a lot of mixed race Caribbean people that lived there when I was there. And I definitely felt like a bit of an outcast. Were you in a predominantly like white...
Yeah, so in my primary school, I was literally the only black in the whole school.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like, I think I'm really black because I have big lips and everything. So to them, they'll be saying to me like, how can you kiss boys? Why do you do that? And when I came from ends, I was really... I would really talk, you're buff, you're butters. And I'd be like, what does that mean? So I really...
Did you have any like identity crisis for both of you guys?
Oh yeah,
in your
100%. Especially when I first started wearing makeup, I wanted it to look white. Not white, but like, I wanted it to be like fitting.
Do you know, I've got a funny story about that as well. You know David Beckham, back in the day, 98, that was like man's icon. I'm a Man United fan, innit, yeah? So there was this thing that he used to do, adverts, Brightclean. It was this thing that people use on their head. The white people in the building, you should know what that is, innit? You add it on your head. I thought, and I really wanted his hair. I really wanted to do that. I wanted the blonde stuff, innit? So my mum bought it for me from, I think it was Superdrug or whatever, yeah, and I put the whole thing on the top of my head.
Look how you see how he's done his fingers?
Yeah, I went like that, I put it all over, yeah, thinking that when I wake up in the morning, that it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
All I woke up to was a slap on my face, because it cost like £7. Mum was like, what the hell are you doing? I thought, this is gonna make me look like Beckham, bro. But it's like, I didn't know, now I look at it, yeah, that was the person who I wanted to be because all the other kids in my school looked like that.
Yeah.
They had their hair and that. Back in the day, people call you pepper grains because your hair doesn't look wavy, it's not, do you know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like I didn't know how beautiful black was until like I kind of like started seeing my own friends, innit?
That's mad, so we all kind of, because I experienced that as well, but mine was direct racism, but it was where my mum lives, you know what I mean? So my mum lives in like Kent, Bromley, but I went to school in Catford. So I had like the best of both worlds, you get what I'm saying? I go to school and it's just all the hood dons, bare different gangs, mad. And then I go home and then everyone on their estate was just mad racist, you get what I'm saying? But I don't know why we feel like that though. Like,
I just think it's a conditioning thing though.
Yeah,
like,
but why though? But why?
I'm Muslim, I'm born Muslim, yeah? And I remember my dad picking me up from school to say, you can't celebrate Christmas because you're not a Muslim. And I was like, I don't want to be Muslim then. Because all I can see is Christians.
No, but I'm talking, maybe not, but now, for you lot, it might be different. But I would feel uncomfortable if I'm in a party now and there's bare white dons. If I'm the only black dot, but ain't that a bit weird that you feel uncomfortable?
I don't
think it's right.
I don't feel like I do.
I'm so sure and confident
I know that
of myself.
I'm the only
Why
black
do I feel
person
unconfident?
I know I'm the only black person here.
It's different now if people are looking at me and doing that, but brother, no one's looking at me, you know? So why do I feel like discomfort? Because I ain't seen a black brother. Ain't that weird?
I think
it depends where you come from.
Yeah.
Because you just literally said you went to school in Catford, so your school was black people.
Yeah.
For someone like AP that went to school with white people, that would be a normal environment to be with. It just really depends where you come from. Same with me, like I grew up with bare white girl. If I was in a room with them, like, yes, it's
do you know what makes me uncomfortable though? A room full of guys.
Yeah.
Is it,
Yeah, I'll feel more uncomfortable in a room full of guys.
Why is
like
that?
black
Why
guys.
is that?
Because I think I went to all-girls school. And then I don't think I started talking to guys properly until uni.
It was difficult, yeah.
Yeah, so even now, just being around guys, I feel uncomfortable.
I only really started getting into my skin, like you said, when I started doing makeup, maybe like 16, 17. Obviously, being like a dark skinned woman in those type of environments, you weren't the first pick.
Exactly, especially if you're in a predominantly white area.
Yeah, you weren't the first pick. I was the one that the guys would spud. I was
the funny one to cover up for the fact that you're not getting.
Do you feel like that's a part of your personality now? Because a lot of people asked me, "Oh yeah, Joyce, you're so funny." I was like, because I had very low self-esteem. You can't be ugly and not funny.
Yeah. Nah. Do you know what?
She's not
capping.
You can't be both.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I felt like I was even... No, you know what she's saying? You know what, yeah? Round of applause to that.
I'm checking myself.
Because it's real, it's real.
It's funny on my leg. Like,
do you know how much times I've said to the man there, yeah, am I leng or is it because the man's successful? As I've got older, I've started to like really try and distance what I've got and actually who I am as a person and want people to know that part first, because from what you can see sometimes isn't actually what it is. Like you are such a funny person, but people won't know until you say you're very emotional as well. And that comes from somewhere. Yeah. And for me, I think my humor and all of that stuff comes from not feeling like I was, relevant in a school in which like I was like just there to, be part of the curriculum, innit? And it's only when I went to secondary school and I saw my own kind. I remember sitting in a class with one of my friends who passed away, and immediately, a teacher said something in an African accent, we both started laughing because it reminded us of our dad. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, that was the connection that I had, and that's when I started to feel like, no, our jokes are funnier. Our jokes are funnier. The way we laugh and stuff is funnier. But speaking on childhood, I feel like we've all kind of had similar upbringings in terms of... If not the same. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So what was the time period where you said, you know what, I can actually change my narrative and actually change the way I'm living my life? I've already known from when I was in school that I had something special because I could from school. I could say I was a class clown. Ask about me. Ask about me. They know about me in school.
Sick,
like I was a proper class clown, and I really loved making other people happy. Like that's my thing. Like if I can make someone laugh, you know how excited I get when I make someone laugh. It's like I've done something, innit? It's a sick feeling, and I think for me, when I realised that like I had that, there was no like route for me to actually make it a career or anything. I used to always get in trouble, but I know that when I was outside of my school, I used to always think, yeah, this is me. And I would watch like Will Smith, I would watch like Martin Lawrence, I would watch Jamie Foxx and think, these guys are being so dumb and so free, I wish I could do that. So from year 7, 8, I knew that I've got something, but there was no like route for it.
No, that's great. When did you find out? I'm curious to know yours, Joyce, because you said you moved around bare.
I moved around bare.
So like at what point did you feel, and what is it maybe that caused it?
I love drama.
Okay.
Like, do you know what?
Drama or drama?
Drama is in the school.
Okay, cool.
Just education.
Okay.
Drama.
Cool. Just let's make it
and I feel like that was the only lesson that I felt like I could express myself. I'm like, what?
Do you know why we're all brothers and sisters? I got 3 GCSEs and one of them's drama.
Big purr! Come on, somebody.
Come on now.
Hallelujah.
So I'm not part of the brother.
Yeah.
I don't have a drama GCSE.
Seriously, I hated maths, I hated science, but use drama class, be a tree. I was there.
Be a tree.
I was there. I loved it. And it was the only way that I was able to really be creative in a space and not get told off. And I feel like what you were saying is the issue with just general school curriculum, because it only fits a certain type of person. You're only intelligent if you're a part of what they say is intelligence. But people are intelligent so many different ways, musically, dancing, different stuff, but they don't really cater to that. So I kind of was lost in what society wanted me to be, and I was following the more academic route, and then that's how I felt.
And I think that's why it's so hard to figure out what you want to do with your life, you know? I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like, you're only showing us one thing. Like, how are we meant to have an open mind and go, all right, cool, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. You know what I mean?
I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be a doctor.
Yeah, all of that stuff I think that was pressure from parents. I'm a child of an immigrant, so coming into this country, the main thing they're thinking about is stability. And what's stability? Being a nurse, being a doctor, being a lawyer.
Okay, fair enough.
And you have to look at that as what it is. And I remember my parents coming to this country telling me that they've worked every single job, cleaners and so on and so forth, just to make ends meet. So when I used to have like little arguments with my pops, because obviously this man is a God-fearing man who's given me everything. We have a nuclear family, which is very rare in this society, and just asking me, bro, go and get education, go and study. But again, like I said earlier, I'm looking at like what everyone else is doing outside, and it's not education, it's not going to school to study. I'm seeing man make bread off the road, I'm seeing people flying out on holiday. That was my reality outside, and I think that's what made me realize, I think that's what stopped me from going into education. Because I feel like if I was born in a different area, maybe education would have been my thing, but I'm so happy because it's made me the man that I am today, innit? And that's why I feel like these conversations are key, because like there's a story to where we've got to, innit? And I think sometimes with us, as famous internet celebrities, you want to call it, we are probably the first internet celebrities there's ever been. We've done YouTube, and it's like, you just see that, and you don't see what's happened before that.
Chunk said it the other day on some podcast. Oh my God, he hit the nail on the head. I can't remember what he said word for word, but it was something along the lines, now that he's a celebrity, he feels like every word he says he needs to be careful with because something can get taken out of proportion. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, chunks could mean something so pure and so on. It's the same way that I could call Harry a and Harry don't know me and he takes that as offensive, but you know me so well and you know, nah, that's just Philly. He just meant that in a funny way. Do you know what I mean? It's the same way that he was based, that's the point he was trying to get across. Like, I think that's what I hate the most about my job, you know? So don't get me wrong, sometimes cool, you could be stressed, cool, nan and granddad died, someone wants a picture, it's jarring, but I'm kind of used to that and I don't mind that one, yeah? But you see, like, I hate that now, even this, I'm thinking about how I'm saying, do you know how mad it is?
I've had my issues on social media and so on and so forth. I think for me, one thing that like I have to put out there is that HarryPinero is a character. That is someone who's a character, and I came up making shock value content because that's what everyone else was liking at the time. That's what everybody was feeding into. And you guys know me personally, that is not how I am off camera. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I can't respond to that because I understand it triggers people, but it's not who I've ever been and it's not who I am. So it's like, I had to leave that and let that marinate, and I thought I'd have a grown conversation about it upon reflection. Because I know that how it can trigger people, but that is not in any way, shape or form who I am. I'm talking to certain people who have a narrative about me based on what I've put out. Do you guys ever feel like you want to say more than what you should say, but then at the same time you're like, less is more. But then
I feel like this on this podcast.
Yeah.
That's my whole life. Have you ever done an Instagram story, yeah? And he looks back at it to make sure you didn't say nothing loose?
Yeah.
You know what,
Or I've scanned my area. I've scanned the area of like where I've posted to see if there's nothing that can be used against me or anything.
I check my background. Poof, there's a lighter there. They're all gonna think I'm on heroin.
So let me ask you then.
I swear to you.
With that being said, with doing all of that stuff, how does that make you feel?
I let someone else answer after, but I don't know, I just balance the pros and the cons, innit? The pros definitely outweigh the cons. Man's life is lit. I feel like everybody has stress in their life. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, 9 to 5, Don's vex, he has to get up early. But you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. We all have our own individual stress. Joyce, Adeola?
I think because I haven't actually had like a real drag, I don't really have that mentality to that scale yet. So I'm still really like, I'll say what I want.
They flogged me.
I think
when I have that moment.
I think you should be careful, you know. I think the fact that you don't even think you're not at that scale and you can say what you want is mad. Why is it mad? Why is it mad? I won't even say the name, but I'm sure we could all think of a couple of people. Furthermore, Kevin Hart. So there was a time Kevin Hart was meant to host the Oscars. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember word for word, but there was a tweet that he done like a while
basically,
ago.
his son wouldn't let his son basically be gay. Like, it was along those lines.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, cut long story short, now he's not doing the Oscars or the Grammys, whatever award show it was, yeah? But that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, you might think you can get away with saying something now.
No, but I mean, like, you know, some things are just mad. Like, certain things I will always stay away from, like religion, people's sexuality, stuff like that. But if I'm having a conversation with my friends or I'm...
Well, then...
I just feel like it's... Sorry, oh God, sorry. I just feel like with women, I feel like with women generally, like, we're a lot more contained on the internet with what we say. I think generally in real life anyways, like there's a stigma of how a woman should be. We should be proper and we should be prim and proper and what you were saying about things that happen on social media, I came into the space very, very reckless. I came in and I didn't care because, you know, this is supposed to be personality and you're supposed to be authentic. And it's like, well, shit, okay, I did this and I did that.
Why was it reckless?
Like, I mean, I came in and, you know...
You came in there guns blazing. I'm Madam Joyce and I'm saying what I'm saying.
I said what I said. Come and beat me. Okay. And when you don't have that much of following or you're still bubbling, no one really cares. So no one really cares.
Oh, it's mad.
I felt like the more eyes were on me, the more muzzled I started feeling. Even now, it's like sometimes on my show, I would have said whatever, but now I'm thinking, maybe that one. Because I started realizing...
Can we just give Joyce a round of applause, please? What a special human being. She is funny. Go on.
Like, I started realizing, like, do you know how bad it is? People will watch this podcast. My podcasts are 2 hours long.
And look for the TikTok.
They will sit there, enemies will sit there for 2 hours long, waiting for something to click,
Scary.
to post. And I think when I realised that, because for me, my podcast at the beginning was my family. I said, I'm talking to my G's, I'm talking to my homies. And then I've seen someone clip something from my podcast and be like, how the fuck can she say that? And I'm like, girl. So now it's a thing where, like you said, the bigger you get, the more successful, the more eyes on you. People are very ready.
But now we are in this place of, I guess, success. What does success look like and feel like for you guys?
I think I'm successful now, though.
Well, you got your own apartment, doing really well. Got your own show. You're beautiful.
Okay, what I think success.
You know what I mean?
I want you to.
Yeah, what does everyone define as success?
Yeah,
It's
success
interesting,
for
innit?
me is peace, happiness, and not just my happiness. I think also my family being happy too. And then I'll be like, okay, cool, I'm successful once I know my family, especially my mum and my dad.
So right now, just answer it yes or no. Adeola, are you successful?
No.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's mad.
Because I still got.
But to her, she's not. To someone else.
Because I was
want
successful
everything.
when I was in my yard and she was my next door neighbour. You saw my house, bro, where I
Yeah.
lived. We're not going to say the area. She
Yeah.
was my neighbour, fam.
Yeah.
And I thought at that point I'm successful. I live in a off gaff. And she's my neighbour. So how does she not feel the same? Do you get what I'm saying? That's weird to me. Like, to hear it, it's mad.
That's so mad that we all lived near each other, you know?
Yeah,
I
sick, innit?
know,
That was
and then
crazy.
everyone's...
One time, I won't say where we lived one time, yeah. But when I moved, I used to always wear balaclava because I just didn't want people to see me, yeah. So I'm wearing a hood balaclava, it's in winter. I've got Adeola. This girl was walking fast, like, she's not even stopping. She's not even stopping. I've got this HP. And she's gone. Then another time, she's walking her dog in the park, yeah. I'm beeping my car.
That little part?
Yeah, I'm beeping. I'm like, beep, beep, beep. She's just, I think she even let the dog on loose so she could chase it. Then I messaged her and I was like, you know, that was me. And she goes, I don't look back at all, innit?
If I harass down, I'm not looking up. No, it's not my face you're going to see. And then it's like, she looked back.
Joyce, so talk to me. What does success look like for you?
I'm very much like AP, and I think what I have is not enough. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. That doesn't mean I'm grateful, but I feel like I'm always looking for the next thing. I'm always like, okay, cool. Well, we're here. God is good. What's next? And I feel like, yeah, sometimes I do need to brace myself and I do need to appreciate, but sometimes you don't ever want to be too stagnant. You don't want to be like, thank God, success. Yeah.
I'm just lazy, fam. That's just the gods, and it pisses me off that I'm so lazy. But I can't help it, I'm too comfortable, bro.
Do you know what? It's for someone that knows you, yeah, I wouldn't say you're lazy, you just take your time.
Yeah.
Lazy.
But if I want to get something done,
no,
it will get done.
sorry, you're lazy. Sorry, someone just is making a lot of faces right now. Yeah.
In terms of what, how are you lazy though? As in like, will you have an opportunity there and think, oh, do you know what, I don't need that right now? Or you have ideas that you don't execute, or what is it?
I think it's a mixture of all of those things.
I think, again, it's because I'm comfortable, but I just think back to like today I thought of a sick YouTube idea, yeah? I know I won't film it, but the idea is cold.
I'll tell you one thing, me and him are supposed to be filming this morning. Put it that way. He messaged me yesterday, he said, we need to film. I said, yeah, in the morning.
Didn't even bother texting me to say I'm not doing it.
Because I knew we wasn't...
So bad.
But maybe that's because you've hit your success that you wanted for yourself.
Yeah, but what I've got won't last me forever. I have hit it, yeah? Cool, yeah? But, so my success kind of falls under yours. I need to make sure everyone's good. But I can't not stop doing videos for the next 6 years and my family and my sisters are good forever. I can't. I have to keep on doing it, you know what I mean? But that's something I'm very good at doing compared to you. Like, Joyce, you're always like, you hit a goal and you're like, what's next? I'm not on all that. If I've made a certain amount or I've done that, what? Just bought a yard. I'm chilling in there for 3 months straight. I ain't leaving. Decline all the next jobs that are coming in, you get me? That's what I'm on.
Yeah.
And it's good and bad because sometimes I turn down good opportunities because I just want to be alone in my yard. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're like that because of your status now, you know you have opportunities coming in? I think for me, when I do get an opportunity now, I don't know when I'm going to see that again. So for me, everything is still like,
Oh, okay.
You are hilarious.
No, I was there. No, don't gas, because me and you
I'm
was
talking
both
about
there.
the way she went,
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
bro,
and that
I'm
is a
still
sick
there
way
now.
to describe it.
Philly, me and Philly, on God, yeah, are probably the two
No, there's
most-
only certain things.
Me and Philly, there's two things that we like. I think, was it 2 days ago? He called me and goes, bro, don't you ever just get gassed and think, bro, look, I'm driving a G-Wagon.
Could not believe
And I said
it.
to
I've had that car
myself,
for 4 months.
Yeah, and I said to myself,
Can't believe I own it.
like, where I'm from and our beginnings is very similar. Like, we didn't think this was a reality.
Oh my God.
Like, on God. Like,
Can I just say one thing though? When I came out my taxi today, obviously you pulled up with your Bentley. It was so blacked out, I couldn't see who was in it, but obviously I know HP got the Bentley in it. the taxi driver didn't know that. So obviously, like, I was like, put down my window, like it's just my guy in it. And he's probably thinking, who have I just dropped off? And it's like, what is it? Hey, yeah, HP, say, yeah, just go up in there.
Cold.
It's just my friend, though.
But do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, even before I got my car, he got his car, and I was so excited and so gassed because I felt like it was mine, innit? But also that represents where we're from, innit? Like, every single email that I used to get, my manager would reply within 10 seconds because we don't come from nothing. Every single email, like, he would always get the response, oh, your manager's so amazing because we want this more than so many people. Like,
shout out to Collar.
Shout out to Collar, my manager,
every
man.
set
You
I've
get
been
me?
on that, they know Collar, they say the same thing. He's so quick on his phone.
Because, bro, we've come from nothing, and then also, like, we've actually worked hard for this. But then I also feel like sometimes we don't appreciate it as much as we should. Hence why me and Philly's relationship is so deeper, because we'll sit in our apartments and be like, bro, look, how dare we live like
we
this?
have real chats.
Yeah, so it's like, I know it looks like on the outside that we just don't care about this stuff, but this means everything to me. And then on top of what you're saying, I can't stop working right now. And that's why I think going back to the whole, like, when people try to cancel you, you lot don't know what you're doing. You're taking away food from my mum, my sister, my son's mouth, bro. And I have to keep the ball rolling for these people, but also having these conversations just to give people some understanding that we are human beings, bro. We are not superheroes, we are human beings. We might feel like superheroes when you watch our stuff or you listen to our music or whatever, but we're not. We're human beings. We all make mistakes. And a part of making a mistake is knowing that you've done something and moving.
Philly, can I ask you a question? You mentioned that your mum worked really hard when you were here. Do you feel like when you were growing up that you ever lacked?
Yeah, but when you're young, you don't clock that you're lacking until you go to your brethren's house. You know what I mean? So, like, there was a time I'll never forget it, you lot, yeah? So we used to bang rice and ketchup or rice and tuna, yeah?
Or rice and butter as well?
No, I never had that one, you know. You went off, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we used to have just, like, rice and tuna, yeah? But, like, when my mum used to say that on a Friday, we used to get gassed. So that's the equivalent of Harry getting told he's getting a McDonald's tonight for dinner, you know what I mean? But our McDonald's was that rice and ketchup, do you get what I'm saying, blood? So when man would have that, or when I think about those times now, I'm like...
And you didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
Because I grew up knowing I was broke. So I think my mindset and how I work comes from the fear of one day I'm gonna lose everything. So, but you've come from an upbringing.
I hear you though,
where
but
it's like
I don't.
realise.
Do you know what it is though? In the most humble way, I'm so good at what I do. My team can't flop
no,
you,
of course, no, but I mean,
but that's what I'm
do you get
saying. Generally,
yeah.
that's why I don't think like that.
She's saying she grew up broke, so that's why the hunger came.
And I knew, I was aware.
She was aware of it.
Someone could put rice and ketchup and I said,
what she's saying.
where's the meat? There ain't meat on this.
Facts,
but you're eating the rice and ketchup and you're like, yeah, bon appetit. Do you know what I mean?
Banging, yeah,
Like, so anything that you get in your life.
I understand your question now.
Everything that you have
my
in your
turning
life.
point was at 16 years old. I started my first like ever proper job. I was wearing suits. It was like the Wolf of Wall Street thing. I was on the phones. You get me, a little junior broker. That's when it all changed for me. I'm seeing man with on the phone like making commission. They've made home. He took home in his pocket $250,000. Wow. How are you not gonna be inspired, bro? Yeah. You get me? Man are coming in with kettles worth $500,000. And even if the kettle's not worth mad breeze, your suit looks nice, you got a nice haircut, you know what I mean? You look like a polished gentleman. Yeah. So I think that was my turning point, just being in that environment and just seeing how much money is available in this world. Yeah. Even though I didn't really ever care to make it at that specific point, because all I wanted to do was be a footballer at that point in my life. Yeah, man, I got inspired. I think and that made me hungry.
Mine came from, I've spoken about this before, but like I suffered with like, I didn't get a job until I was 25, so you can only imagine what I was doing before that. I didn't have a job at all. Didn't know what that was.
I like the way you worded that.
Yeah.
I didn't have a job until 25, so you can only imagine what I was doing before.
Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say?
Your first job?
Yeah, it was at 25, so I worked at a call centre. Then I worked co-op and all of that stuff on Decky. And then what I realised was that like before I even went and started doing, I had like a gambling addiction, innit?
Is it?
And I swear, it affected my family. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
That's mad, you know?
Yeah, because I used to do do. You know, football bets, you start off small with football bets and then you might put a little £5 in and before you know it, you get hooked into it. And I was, like I said, I'm making money from whatever I was making money from and it's funding it. It's like I'm whatever.
And is it maybe, without you realising, maybe try to think about it now, maybe because you was making that other money so easy, not so easy because you still have to, you know what I mean?
It was.
You know
I didn't work for it. I didn't go out and stay in an office for 7 hours, 8 hours. I didn't stack no shelves. I didn't do none of that. I was outside. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I didn't have to work. And then
you know that?
when I saw the effect, when my mum actually saw me outside of the bookies coming out of it, her face was like, it was death. It was like, I died inside. Then on top of that, you start to like, bro, I started selling my own stuff. Like I was losing the will to like be normal, innit? And that's when I realized, that I saw, like, it wasn't really about like the fact that I had an addiction. That was one thing. It was more about I'm killing my parents. I'm seeing the effect that it's having on my mother and my dad and my sister.
Thank you for sharing that with us, bro.
Yeah.
That's sick. You know you're going to help someone.
No, but I've spoken about this before, but I just feel like on my own podcast, I feel like it's only right. Like, I probably spent like 100 racks before I even knew it on gambling, bro. And I made a lot of money. I used to go to casinos with my brethrens and knowing that, like, as a Muslim, this is so haram and this is so bad, that's what was killing me. And then I looked at my parents and I was like, you lot don't deserve this. You lot are the people that don't give up on me. Like, you know, it's like I'm pushing my family away because I'm like, I'm not worth you lot. And then my parents are like, no, you are, like, come back and whatever. And I remember that's when I went to go and pray. And I've said this many times. The day I prayed on that mat and I was in tears and I was like, Allah, take away everything that I have in my life. Just give me this so me and my parents can be good, That's why I'm in this position right now. And that's why I always say to people that this is not something someone can take away from me. This is God-given, bro. I prayed for this. So it's like, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, for me,
he's a bad boy.
Nah, for real, it's God-given, bro.
Man
so
can't take it away from me.
You can't take this away from me. And whatever's not meant for me isn't meant for me. So like, that was my turning point. And that's why I started doing Instagram, YouTube late. Because I just felt like, this is the one thing that's been getting me in trouble, but it's also going to be the one thing that's going to get my parents retired. So it's like, it's worked out full circle for me, innit? And I wanted to make sure that I spoke to my friends about something like this, and everyone is inspired by you guys. A lot of people are going to be inspired by us, so I feel like these stories that we've said will inspire so many people. So no one's even known that. I thought I'd just tell everyone, I was gambling, spinning them.
You see, now that I'm in this position though, I don't know how I'm going to meet my wife.
Is it because
Don't you not ever think that?
Is it because you're in the public eye?
Do we date normal dons?
Me and AP.
I said normal dons.
Do you know what I mean? Do I go and date a normal gal?
I'm going to go off my own experience.
I feel like it's easier for you guys.
I think it's guys, girls
you are.
Excuse
I think. Can I be honest with you though? I think it's worse for both of us. All of us.
It's
Do you know why? Do you know why? Someone who's a handsome, good-looking man who has a girl who's not in the limelight, she's gonna feel like, why am I not there? Why are you not posting me? Unless she doesn't want to be there. But then again, it's like when they do find her or they do find that picture, she's now public knowledge. I've seen the other hand where people like yourself, who are, good-looking women who are doing really well for themselves, who find a guy, he gets insecure because you're getting attention from other people who are rappers or whatever, and it's like, they're genuinely like, you don't have no scandals, you're actually man's brethren. But another guy who isn't secure enough is gonna think that something else is happening. And I think that is the issue that we all face in relationships, and then it's like, we've seen many public relationships, even my own one, bro, like, they're so invested into it that, like, it's got nothing to do with them, But then that's the scary part of dating, I think, being famous.
And do you know why I think it's harder for us as well? Because you guys, you could go for someone that has less money or more money because you don't have money and be okay. I think with guys, they're so insecure about money and they think personality and entertainment, they already think you have money. And then because guys are up, you don't have so many options. Sometimes I think you prefer a girl that isn't in the limelight.
It's difficult. Funny enough, me and AP went on holiday, and honestly, since I've been in this space, this is the least amount of I've ever got in my life,
Screaming.
No, seriously,
like a treasure. You're a treasure, innit? Like,
I thought guys would be on. I was like, wow, I'm on a platform. Like, guys would be.
I can't even listen to what you're saying anymore.
I'm high-fiving, but I'm like, no.
No, it's just funny.
Come on.
So what? It's actually worse.
They don't approach you because one, they'll think she gets bare man anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that I can agree with.
It's so bad.
Before I was Philly, I wasn't as confident as I am now. And even now, I still find myself being shy in ways, yeah? But it's mad. I would have never DM'd half of the gal that I have DM'd if I weren't Philly.
I'm sure, listen, I'm sure
Facts.
girls don't even, I'm sure you don't DM girls. I'm sure girls come to you, approach you, wink at you. I mean, you're driving a G-Wagon.
Yeah, so let's be honest,
Like,
it's a
stop
mixture.
it. Like, stop. You guys
When you
are
see
trying to-
something you want, you have to go and get it.
Well then it's the same for you then. Gal DM me, but it's not gal that I want to DM me. Man, them definitely approach you, but it's not man that you want. No?
Oh yeah, it's not man that I want.
See what I'm saying?
In real life, guys do not approach me.
It's the fair.
They
Some
just-
people are
they
not
just
as
stare at me.
lit
They
as
just
they
stare.
are in
Can I
real
be
life.
real? I got a confession I got to make here. I get a buzz out of drawing gal in real life. It's amazing.
But that's Philly now though. Philly before.
No, what? Philly before loved it even more. But I love drawing gal face to face. All this like...
What's your success rate?
Not very high, you know.
It's okay.
Like, I have some months better than others.
Some months better
Like
than
last March was good for me.
Cool.
I noted March down.
All right, guys, this costs quite a lot of money, so I've got to wrap this up. From your careers, what's one thing that you've learned? And keep it very, very brief, one sentence. One
I
word.
know what it was for me this
Go on,
year.
then.
Definitely networking and speaking and meeting people for myself.
Yes, and I know why you're saying that. You gangster, 'cause I even gave you advice on it once.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I like when you call me and ask
cheat.
me, or you say to me, what do you think about this?
I don't think I've called you, Harry.
But me and you speak on the
That was a
phone.
good one. I'm not gonna lie, that was a...
I called her the other day and asked for a vlog set up.
That was very
I
good.
am so sorry.
No, but me and you, we've got our relationship.
Do you know what?
I know, why is everyone doing this? Why?
It's been so beautiful.
Like, you don't know, like, this is, everyone does this on every YouTube scene,
Yeah.
you know? It's always me, why me?
Integrity. Integrity is everything. Keep true to yourself. Don't be a sellout.
I'd say for me, I've learned the why I do this for. Over and over again, I've realised the why I do this for. Because you get money, you get success, but that's not the reason why I do it. I do this for my family and do this for people that actually come from where I'm from.
Continue to do whatever you want. Honestly, guys, I'm so happy. I've turned down great opportunities, but I am one of the happiest people on planet Earth. My life is amazing. I can't even cap it. My life is lit, so I'm not gonna change nothing. Philly, you're doing well. Carry on with whatever you're doing. Anxiety, stress, all of that's gonna happen whether you like it or not. Just wake up, give thanks to God that I've woke up, breathe, see, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I just carry on doing what I'm doing. I'm here with you lot, no? We all must be doing well. No one should change up nothing.
Right.
That's the advice for everyone. Everyone carry on doing what you're doing, blood. We're all sat.
And trust God.
Always.
With that being said, though, this has been From Boys to Men. I've been HarryPinero. This has been Madam Joyce, Adeola, Patronne, and of course, Young Philly. If you guys like this, let me know in the comments. I'm going to have, of course, more guests and more topics like this that are going to be thought-provoking, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Because what, Philly?
Let you know when a new video is up. Do you know what would be nice on this one? Just before we go, 50,000 likes.
Oh!
Just start us off nice.
I think
humble.
50's a bit light though.
No, because 50...
I'm not there. I'm not there.
No,
yet.
he's definitely there.
I'm not there yet.
This is HP with the sauce.
No.
Sauce and then you go.
So do you know what then?
The same person that you didn't want to call.
Joyce,
Yeah, love, man.
call the like count.
75.
75. There we go, people. 75,000.
75,000.
Okay, bye guys.
See you later.